Welcome to yet another episode of Kilimo Diaries. I am Sheila Chelang.
And I'm MC Jaffe.
And this week we are at Tendo Apiaries.
This episode is sweet, honey, because it's all about beekeeping.
But Jaffe, it's not just about honey. There's so much more to it, and we'll get to hear it from our model farmer of the week, Mr. Peter Mbugua.
Mr. Mbugua, tutenda hivi.
Welcome to Tendo Apiaries. You need some proper protection.
All right.
Here you are, Sheila.
Thank you.
Let's go get some honey.
Let's go.
Hey Sheila, uogopi nyuki? Wewe.
Must say that was the most thrilling adventure, and I am so proud of myself. Mbona uliniacha?
Unataka kunishukishia gangster boy? That's what you're trying to do.
All right, let's talk to our model farmer of the week, Peter Mbugua. Peter, how did I do?
You did well. You are actually very brave.
Yes.
I hope you didn't get sting, though one or two things is good for you.
Yes.
Yep, it's good for your health.
Why bees bro? Mbona nyuki? Unajua kuna watu wanashangaa, wengine wanaenda kwa kuku, wengine wanaenda kwa maziwa. Wewe ukaamua tu ni nyuki. Why?
Bees have a profound impact on the society actually, from the environment. It is said 70% of the food we eat is pollinated by bees. Like you've seen the apiary down there, those avocados are very productive because of pollination. And every farm, especially with the fruit trees or with anything that flowers, should have bees for pollination. That's number one. Number two, bees produce a lot of natural products. Most of us know just about honey only. There are a lot of other products that bees give, so there's a very big impact on the economy also.
That's interesting. I know it will not be an animal you would decide.
Oh yeah, I will not venture into that.
Okay.
Unlike other farming activities, bees are actually not so involving. They're not involving, you don't have to be involved with them every day. Of course, there is no activity that does not have some level of management. But for bees, it's a bit minimal. Like vitu kama kuku, where you cannot even do anything.
Okay. Sasa bro, tumezunguka huko chini, tumeona hives and everything. Ukianzisha kwamba this is what I want to do. Do you even consider the type of forage around ndo uweze kusema kwamba this is the perfect site that mimi nataka kuweka?
Yes, there are factors that we consider when we are doing what we call siting. Siting, that is setting up an apiary. Actually, even our customers, when they buy bees from our workshop at Roaka, we have to visit the farm, look at the farm and select a site where we install them. The factors we consider like proximity to the road, or public facilities, because you don't want your bees attacking people. Then noise. Ndio umeona kama tumeweka kule chini mahali quiet kule kwa miti, alafu they also need water, karibu maji kuwe karibu. Hapo chini umeona kuna mto hapo chini. So those are the factors that we consider. Wind direction is also a very, very important factor. And actually most of the entrances, if you noticed, most of them are facing southeast. We don't install them facing direct wind juu upepo inaleta baridi ndani ya mzinga. Then again, we also consider shade. We don't put them under too much shade. If you put them under too much shade, the bees are less active. Ukiweka tena chini ya miti, you may find humidity inside the beehive, which is not good for the colony.
Okay.
Yes.
How about the climatical condition of the site? Do you consider as well, unasema kwamba climate hii place inakaa hivi?
For instance, this place is very cold. So does it mean it's good for the bees? Does it mean that a place that is very hot cannot handle bees?
Bees will thrive in, let's say, 90% of the country, as long as there is forage. Actually, that's the basic requirement, forage first. These are cold area, like you can see. And bees are thriving. We have apiaries in places like Inagop, and they are thriving. And again, we also have apiaries in hot places like Marsabit, Isiolo, West Pokot, where our farmers are, our outgrowers are. and they also do very well. The hive you see here is quite insulated. We use a 1-inch thick timber, okay? So it is well insulated against any cold and against any excess heat.
All right, so let's go to now the hives. Are there types of hives that exist, and what do you use here on your apiary?
Like you've seen in our apiary, we have 2 different types of hives. We have the Langstroth beehive, which is this one. Okay, the Langstroth beehive is what we call the modern beehive. The Langstroth has 2 components, the brood box and the super box. Like I showed you down there, the brood stage is restricted to this bottom box. Then we have a queen excluder that prevents the queen from laying in the honey super, the box that the bees store the honey. All the bees you see outside here, we call them foragers. They are female bees. They are smaller than the queen, so they are able to pass through the queen excluder to come and store honey in the honey super. So when we are harvesting, we remove these combs. Of course, when it's already packed with honey, we put in the honey extractor and spin them. So once you spin, the honey will come out leaving the comb. Okay? So the bees are able to reuse that comb instead of building new comb. So in that case, you can have this beehive about 3 or 4 times in a year, because they are using the same comb. They are not going back to zero to build new comb. Unlike the Kenya Toba hive, the long one that you saw, whereby you have to cut off the comb, but the bees go back to zero to build new comb.
Ni nini ile essential equipment unasema kwamba when you're starting an apiary, this is what you need to have?
The basic equipment that you need is a beehive. Okay. This is a factory. This is where the magic happens. Okay, without a beehive, you don't have bees, you don't have colonies, you don't have a product, because they are the bees that make the product. Okay, the basic item is a beehive. From the beehive, you need protective gear, what we are wearing. Okay, like you've seen down there, bees can be aggressive at times.
Oh yes.
When you are going to rob them, they don't give them. Yes. they don't store the honey for us. We actually rob some of it from them, so they have to protect the honey. That is the storage. So you need a bee suit, a proper bee suit. You need a smoker, somewhere around here. You need a hive tool and a bee brush.
Kuna mtu ambaye ana watch sasa Peter anashangaa, sasa nishaamua 10 ama nimeshaamua 20. How do you decide on spacing on it?
Spacing depends on the kind of space you have, availability of space. Okay, we don't distribute them so far because of management. We want them close together. But actually, at space of about 3 feet from one hive to the other, that is adequate. But if you have space, you can distribute them, but not too far. Because basically what you need is your working space around them. Okay?
And even as you create that space around them, the direction of the wind. Kwa sababu saa zingine wakitoka hivi, do you decide kwamba wanafaa kuface hivi so that wakiendea forage wanakuja kuingia straight? Entrance. How do you decide on the entrance?
Entrance. Every bee knows it's hive. So it will always go back to where it came from.
Okay.
Okay. Unless now you place them too close, they do something we call drifting. That is a bee entering at the wrong hive. But if you've noticed, our bees are painted different colors. So if you don't have a lot of space and they need to be very close together, you can paint them different colors. So that the hives, yes. So it helps the bee identify its own hive much more easily.
Or they can identify?
Yes.
Now, are there predators? Are they prone to any predators around? Kidogo wakulu ama wanda wana attack?
Yeah, they are predators actually. Let me say pests. Bee pest, what you call bee pest. The first pest being a human being, you know. Thieves.
Tunataka asali.
Then there's the honey badger. In some areas here we don't have that problem, but in some of our apiaries have that problem with honey badger. But we have to prevent the honey badger. Either you fence the apiary, ama uweke kwa stud kwa juu kidogo.
Just like you've done.
Yeah, just like you've done. Then there are sugar ants. The moment they detect that honey, they will climb there like, to get the honey out. But then our studs, if you noticed, they have a small tray where we put some oil or even water to prevent them from climbing up.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So on a slide.
Alafu tena kuna siafu. But then with that tray, the ants are not able to climb up to the honey.
So for someone who's starting out and maybe in their area hakuna bees, I don't know if it's a possibility that kuna area ambazo hakuna bees. What would you recommend buying a colony ama ajaribu tu kukacha hata mbili tatu?
It is very, very difficult to have an area without bees actually. What the problem usually is maybe bad equipment, substandard equipment, or wrong attractant. You don't just put a box there without an attractant and expect the bees to come. But with this product here, there is lemongrass oil somewhere. These are very, very effective bee attractants because it mimics the pheromones bees release when the bees are swarming. They already release scouts, okay, to look for a new nest. That's why they cause a beehive. That's why you see them entering even people's houses, ceilings, chimneys, and such. Once you apply this lure, we call it a swarm lure, to lure the swarms. The swarm is like ukiona zimeshika huku juu looking for a new nest. This lure mimics the pheromones they release when they found a new site, nesting site. So they go communicate to the swarm, wamepata mahali pa nest. So now they'll come to the bee. It's a very effective swarm lure. Okay. Yes.
But is it also a possibility to just say come to an apiary like this and say I want to buy?
And you can come with split colonies. We also do split colonies because actually, like you said, empty hives is a big challenge in the industry, especially because of habitat loss, overuse of pesticides. You know, when people spray indiscriminately, killing harmful insects like bees, as they try to eradicate the aphids and such. So a lot of bees are getting decimated by harmful chemicals.
Oh, okay.
You have to keep inspecting your hives once in a while, maybe once a month. Okay. Look at any signs of disease, though we don't have that here. Okay. If there are any pests, if there are any challenges with pests, you deal with them. We have mechanisms to deal with the pests. Okay. If they are weak colonies, you're also able to boost the weak colonies so that they are able to protect themselves. Strong colonies are actually kind of maintenance free. They are able to defend the hive very well from, apart from, of course, not from the badger, from the ants, from the wax moth, which is a major challenge. Yeah, so we are able to strengthen the weak colonies by, remember what I showed you, the brood I showed you, we can introduce that to a weaker colony, so the bees will emerge as part of that colony.
All right. Yes. We have so much more, Peter. Asante for taking us through the hives and the bees.
Yes.
But we are up for our first commercial break. When we will be back, we'll have so much more. Do not go too far. Keep it TV 47.
Welcome back. This is Kilimo Diaries on TV 47. Of course, we are hanging out with Mr. Peter Mbugua. This is Tendo Apiary in Kiambu County. Asante sana bro, and of course bado tuna feel baridi, but we are having a good time.
Yes.
Tukienda break Sheila, tumezungumza maneno ya kuestablish nini, the wind, the sun, the predators. Mimi nataka kujua tu from Peter, how long does it take for a new hive to be colonized?
It can be immediate when there is what we call swarming season. Swarming season is when the colonies are splitting. Okay, especially when there is enough forage, enough flowers. The colony, that's their natural way of multiplication. So they just split. And again, we can also split existing colonies for a new farmer. So if they want to wait for swarms during the swarming season, that is okay. If they want us to split colonies from the strongest colonies, we also do that.
I think now we're stepping down to the most favorite part.
What favorite part did you read away?
Harvesting. Nataka tukula asali. Acha tule asali. Sasa vile tuambie maneno sasa ya harvesting. What is the perfect timing? Unasema kwamba this is the time. How long does it take?
An experienced beekeeper or an apiarist will observe the flowering cycles. Okay, and actually it's very important to have a botanic calendar for your area, so that you know how the cycles are. One, by observation. Number two, by inspecting the hive itself. Then you are able to tell when time is ripe for harvesting. Yes.
And now harvesting, we tried harvesting right now, and it didn't go as planned. You said that normally you harvest at night. Perhaps why is that?
Late in the evening, because during the day they are quite active. Then there are bees coming from foraging you know, so the activity is quite high because they are bees. Most of them are out during the day, foraging and bringing resources back to the beehive. So once you distract that process, definitely they will react. But in the evening, when all of them are in, you are able to smoke them, even the ones that are been foraging are already back in the hive. You are easier to manage. Yes.
So during the day,
There's a lot of there's a lot of traffic with the foragers coming in and out. Okay, but in the evening they are all back in. So once you smoke them, once you cool them down, you are able to have your soup in very easily.
Sheila Peter anaongelea smoke. Smoke tu unapatia tu smoke tu ndo watoke, ama there is any other way ya kutumia ya ndo uweze kuharvest?
Is there any other technique, ama the universal technique is smoking?
The universal technique is using smoke, because what smoke does is, one, it will calm them down. Like you see, we smoke the super, the bees will go down into the brood box. Number two, the evolution has taught them to know that when they see smoke, there's fire in the forest. So they need to gut themselves with honey in readiness to leave. Okay, and so once they are full of honey, they're not able to sting you. So they are focusing on taking the honey to leave, because now they imagine there's a forest fire. Okay.
So it's an alarm.
Yes. Number two, smoke is able to mask the alarm pheromones. You see, once you approach the hive and open, the guard bees will alert the others. They communicate through pheromones. They will release the pheromones that there's danger. Yes. Kuna mtu amekuja hapa, Sheila amekuja kutoa asali. Mwizi amekuja kuiba. So the smoke masks in a feature those alarm pheromones, so they're not able to communicate.
So we have already smoked. Just repeat for us, what are some of the equipments that we use during the harvesting time, and now what is the honey extraction process like?
What you need is a smoker, like you saw at the apiary. Yes. Then you need a bee brush and a hive tool. This one is to pry open the super, okay, at the frames. If you are carrying the whole super, you need to pry it open, remove the super and go harvest maybe at home. All frames, you need this to pry open to remove the frames, because they're already propolized with a very strong adhesive that we call the propolis. This one. Then after that, you will uncap, because when honey is ready, it is fully sealed. Once they've reduced the moisture content to maybe from 16% to about 21%, that honey is ripe. Okay? So you need an uncapping fork to remove the capings, the wax that you have used to cover the honey, the ripe honey. Then after that, you put them in the honey extractor, spin the extractor, the honey will come out and leave the comb. Okay, so the bees are able to reuse that comb again. The comb will remain in those frames, in the frames. Then you return them to the beehive. So the bees will reuse the same comb instead of building new comb again. That is why with this beehive you are able to harvest multiple times, because the bees are not building new comb again. So you can use that comb a few times before you eventually replace it. During harvesting, definitely you have to have proper equipment, proper clean equipment, and yourself definitely with a mask and very well protected. But during the extraction, we are very, very strict on that. The person doing the extraction, they have to have latex gloves, they have to have a mask, they have to have a hairnet, okay, and they have to be fully covered.
Now, ukisha harvest, how do you store your honey, my brother? Are there some certain temperatures that you need to store it? Ama una harvest na unaweka tu?
Once you harvest it, you let it settle a bit. Okay, when you're extracting, there may be some small particles of wax, maybe pollen, that usually cause crystallization. So you let it settle in a tank. You don't bottle immediately. Let it settle in a tank. Let all that come float to the top. Then you bottle from the bottom when it's already very, very clear. But if you bottle your honey with particles inside, when it's not well filtered, your honey will crystallize, because the glucose and fructose crystals will bind to the particles that we left in the honey. So we have some very, very fine sieves that will remove any debris or any particle that may have been left during the extraction process. Yes.
And I have noticed something, that sometimes when you buy honey, there's the darker honey, and then there's honey that looks lighter. What is the difference?
Actually, honey colors are more than around 8 honey colors. And what determines the color is the forage. The forage is the flowers that the bees visited. Honey may be from a coffee plantation. It's very different from a place with a lot of, say, acacia. Acacia honey is usually very light. Coffee honey is usually quite dark. There's honey that is almost white. It's a area depending on the forage. All that is dependent on the forage. Yes.
That's an interesting one to know. All right. Now, I know honey is not the only product that we get from beekeeping. There's the wax, there's the honeycombs pia. Naonanga watu wanakula honey.
Wanakula honey, lakini the wax sana sana.
The wax sana sana. So hizo products, what do you do with them?
Apart from honey, actually, why we say the Kenyan market, the Kenyan beekeeping industry is about 10% is because people only focus on honey only. But there are so many other products. I actually call them hive products. Okay, apart from honey is one of them. Then there is wax, which is a byproduct after squeezing out the honey or extracting the honey. That is beeswax. This block you can see here. This is raw beeswax.
That's raw beeswax.
Beeswax, yes. And then there is bee pollen. Bee pollen is a very, very powerful superfood. This is said to be the only food that can sustain human life. This one only with water, because it has all the nutrients a human body needs. Yes. Then we have propolis. This is propolis. This one's bees collect from 3 saps. Okay, 3 saps to make this. Propolis in a beehive is used to disinfect the beehive. It is antiviral, it is antibacterial. Now we use a solvent to extract it, because right now in this form the human body is not able to digest it. So we use a solvent to make it into a suspension and tincture. Very, very good for coughs, unlike over-the-counter medication, which is laden with chemicals.
You're seeing where you're getting.
Traditional
This is traditional.
Yes. The good thing with these things are 100% natural, and people are becoming much more aware of natural products. Okay. There is bee. We've talked about bee pollen. Then there is bee venom. Bee venom is that sting. When the bee stings you, that poison it puts in you, we are able to harvest that. Okay, yeah, and very, very effective for people with arthritis, with joint problems. We also make it into bee venom cream for muscle pain, joint pain. Okay, and it's a very expensive product that can gather about 5,000 shillings per gram.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What happens is that once a bee stings you, it will die because the sting is left on your skin. Our skin is a bit thick, and the lance has barbs, so it is left there. But with the bee venom collector, the membrane is so thin that only the tip will penetrate. So the bee will sting and still fly away safely. Then we scoop that. Okay.
So there's still so much more to explore.
There is so much more to explore. And one thing I would encourage people is to go for value addition. All these are value-added products. We have creams, we have body butters, we have natural soaps. I think each one of you will have to carry one of these. Candles, lip balms, lip gloss. All these are value-added products. A lot of farmers stop at just honey and wax. Yes, but this where the money is actually.
Kwa sababu umefanya kazi ya value addition, Bwana Peter,
yes.
Do you think kwamba soko sasa imekubali the products from kama honey, the value added products that you're making? Is the market receptive about it?
The market is very, 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 very receptive about this. And that's why we are not even able to produce all that we need alone. We have to contract other farmers what we call outgrowers to produce for us. And we also, the people who buy our beehives, we take the products from them. We also do training. There's a program we are calling Hive to Health and Wealth. Okay, how you can use the beehive for natural products and of course for money in your pocket.
Money in your pocket.
We call it
Which is
hive
the most
to health
important part.
and wealth. Yes.
All right, as we wrap up, maybe you could just tell us some of your proudest moments here on the apiary since you started this beekeeping journey, some of the challenges and your advice to our aspiring farmers.
Any beekeeper will tell you the proudest moment in their lives is when they go and find a beehive full of honey. So that is your happiest moment, when you go and find your beehive full of honey. And actually, the first thing is, the most important thing is to the health and the well-being of your bees. You keep your bees well, seek knowledge, come for training from us, or maybe to National Beekeeping Station. Keep your bees well and they will reward you.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep them well and
And
they
they
will
will
reward
reward
you.
They will
That's your
reward you.
takeaway?
I love it.
And stop fearing bees.
Napenda.
All right, we are coming to the end.
Well, asante sana to Peter Mbugua from Tendo Apiary, and of course asante sana to the Kenya National Farmers Federation. Thanks to the crew kwa kuensure kwamba show imekuwa kufana sana, na asante to you kwa kuketi chini na kutizama Kilimo Diaries.
Remember, you can always catch these conversations on all our digital platforms at TV47KE and at TV47 Digital. And remember, you can always catch us live every other Sunday at 7:30 p.m. My name is Sheila Chelanga.
And I'm MC Jaffe.
And this is Kilimo Diaries, a show for the farmer,
By the farmer,
with the farmers.